So it is now Monday still. I just had a great interview with Peter. A lot of cool lights. I've also spoken with some SPOs and some other folks. More chatting, more various interactions with people in the community. Next up is the closing keynote, and then more partying, socializing. One of the things that I am trying to emphasize, and I've been told now that when you present what you do, is your personal story. So, So why do I do what I do? Like, why is this a personal cause, mission? Why is this my personal mission? Ultimately, it boils down to me and my experiences starting from when I was in China a few years ago. So, essentially, when I was 15, my mom asked, "Hey, Simon, do you want to go to China, like study there and maybe learn Chinese?" And I did. I saw how hard these students are working. They, waking up at 6, do your bed. It was like, how these ladies that checked your room, had to wipe the floor, tuck in the bed, like the mosquito nets, do your bed, and then studying like at least 12 hours a day, and then not even on weekends could they have like some time off. If the teachers would see you going to the cinema on a Friday evening, they would scold you. They would tell you off, and that's not like you should be studying. But during that time, the most important thing was actually when a group of Americans came. They were part of something called SKIES, which was essentially a program for at-risk youth in San Diego, led by Daniel Ibarra, who is he did a degree in law at Harvard, but he's now working as a public defender in San Diego. And what he does is he brings in these kids that he defends and says, "Look, stay out of drugs, attend high school, come to our weekly meetups and do some community service, and you can come on a trip somewhere in the world." And that particular year, they went to Shanghai and they went to Taoyang Arjun, which is my high school. And so I met them and I showed them around and I heard his story. And that was it was inspiring for me to have someone give up. Focusing on the impact and focusing on changing people's lives and trajectories. Because most of these kids, they didn't think they would live to see their 20th birthday. I remember one guy in particular, he said, my 13th birthday, my uncles came to me and they said, "Here's a bag of meth, here's a gun, go out and sell on the streets. You gotta provide for your siblings and your mother." There was no father around. And that's different. That's different from hello. That's different from my upbringing, really. Obviously, like growing up in Sweden, I have a lovely family, been given all of these opportunities, but I didn't deserve that. I won in the lottery of life. I was born with certain talents. So what I think matters is what you do with what you've been given, rather than what you happen to have been given. And anyways, so it's always been at the back of my mind to make sure that I do my best to put myself in a position to help others and give back to the world. And so Project Catalyst was what gave me this opportunity, really. And this is then the Cardano blockchain, decentralized treasury, where me and some other friends of mine initially submitted a proposal back in September 2021 to do direct donations for education, for a world in which any person can realize their full potential regardless of the draw in the lottery of life. So that's the short version of my kind of personal ethos, and it's easy to forget to also tell this story. And I was reminded by one of my advisors that people want to hear this. People care about hearing why you're doing it, and this is, I guess, a way for me to find more people who are aligned with the same thing and join me on this journey and on this mission. So, well, I'm heading out now to the closing ceremony. Hopefully I can catch some more interesting people to chat with. Okay, so yeah, so what did you just say? It's very hard to work with.
Yeah, so I was saying that it was actually a marvelous pleasure to meet you here in Ceylon, because I think that what you are doing, what you are after, is heartwarming for me. That care of the people to embrace their strengths, provide an ecosystem, an ability for them to grow and learn and gain new opportunities in life. I think this is actually a world-changing activity, and I'm absolutely grateful as a human being for people like you to do such kind of things. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, thank you for supporting us. It means a lot to us, and I think this is me and the team. We kind of need to hear this to keep on going and to feel motivated to keep doing this.
Absolutely.
Most of us could have taken a very different career. Moving into London, move around money for people who have too much money to make more money. But instead we chose to take this path, and it's really Project Catalyst that enabled us to do this and take this kind of leap of faith. And we're not paying ourselves a fraction of what we could earn, but that doesn't matter because we're doing something that is useful.
Absolutely, and I think that's kind of the socially responsible thing, and thing that we should embrace more often, because I think it will actually change the world for better.
Okay. So, well, I am now going out for, I guess, some cooked food, but I kind of felt like last minute panic that I hadn't spoken with enough people and trying to spread the word about Directed, every person matters. So I did last minute, it's just very obnoxious, hello, how are you, who are you, and then here's Directed, scan my QR code, including most importantly with Tim Harrison, the main marketing guy at IOG, and he was obviously very busy. He took a photo of my name card but luckily I have the QR code prepared with my website, so that he can just immediately get to the website, scroll through, watch our video, get to know what it is that we're doing. But yeah, I think that's the thing with selling or being in marketing. You can't be like you are as a private, in your personal life, where you essentially respect people's privacy. You have to be extremely extroverted and just say hello, hi, blah blah blah, here's the thing I do, and then you just try to sell it, and you gotta have your pitch really neatly prepared. I don't think I have mine really. It doesn't pack that much punch, to be honest. Work on that. Right now I just say we do scholarships for students in Kenya and Ethiopia to learn coding, and that's not it is noble and it's interesting, but I think it's not really packing that punch that I want to. But obviously I usually we use smart contracts, removing the middleman who normally would take a cut. Rather than getting the full scholarship, they take 20% and say, hey, okay, the rest is for you, dear student. And then I also say, obviously, get transparency and accountability. And so as a donor, you're only giving the student the money if the student is actually doing what they're supposed to do. And that is to say, they learn. So it's milestone-based distribution of the scholarship funds. So that's another selling point. But I don't know how to incorporate that. So if you guys have any ideas on what to frame. I mean, I also have the sort of scientific rigor aspect as well, and I have the idea of we give them digital identities so they can build reputation over time. That's also sort of a thing that I usually mention, which is important, but it's not really what we do as a sort of technology-wise. We're using something. We're giving them digital identities. But yeah.